Every morning, Alex bought the same $5 coffee without thinking. He believed this tiny habit was the reason he could never get ahead. Social media repeated the same message over and over. Skip the coffee and you'll become rich. So Alex finally decided to stop buying it. He expected his bank account to change almost overnight. 1 week passed. His savings barely moved. 1 month later, he felt frustrated. Something still didn't make sense. If coffee wasn't the problem, then where was all his money actually going? Curious, Alex opened every banking app he used. He prepared to inspect every dollar. At first, everything looked normal. Groceries, rent, transportation, and utilities. Then he noticed something strange. Tiny recurring payments were scattered everywhere. A streaming service he hadn't opened in months. Another subscription he completely forgot existed. A premium app renewing every month, even though he barely used it anymore. One charge wasn't alarming, but together they told a different story. Alex started adding every forgotten payment. The total kept climbing higher. $20, then $50, then more than $100. Suddenly, the coffee wasn't the villain anymore. The real leak had been hiding in plain sight. Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. How long had these silent expenses been following him? He scrolled back through 6 months of transactions. The same charges appeared again, and again, and again. Each payment was small enough to ignore. Together, they quietly consumed hundreds of dollars. Then another pattern emerged. His paycheck disappeared within days of arriving. Not because he earned too little, because every dollar already had somewhere to go. Bills came first, entertainment came second, saving came last. Alex realized he'd been paying everyone else first. His future always received whatever happened to be left. Most months, that amount was almost nothing. Sometimes it was literally zero. He remembered every finance video blaming coffee. None had mentioned this deeper habit. The real mistake wasn't buying a drink. It was spending without a deliberate plan. That evening, Alex opened a blank spreadsheet. For the first time, every expense had to justify itself. He listed every subscription. Then he asked one simple question: would I buy this again today? One by one, the answers became obvious. Most of them no longer added real value. His finger hovered over the cancel button. It felt surprisingly difficult to press. But with every cancellation, Alex felt lighter. He wasn't giving something up. He was taking control. By the end of the night, Alex had cancelled 9 forgotten subscriptions. The monthly savings shocked him far more than skipping coffee ever had. But then another uncomfortable question appeared. If that wasn't the biggest leak, what was? He reviewed every weekend purchase. Food deliveries, impulse shopping, and late-night online deals filled the screen. None of them felt expensive in the moment, yet together they cost more than his monthly rent. Alex stared at the total in disbelief. His biggest enemy wasn't coffee, it was unconscious spending. Every swipe of his card had felt harmless. Every tap on his phone had been almost automatic. Companies weren't forcing him to spend. They were making spending effortless. One-click checkout. saved payment methods, and endless personalized recommendations. His brain loved convenience. His wallet quietly paid the price. Alex decided to run a simple experiment. Every non-essential purchase would wait 24 hours. The first day felt surprisingly difficult. Every advertisement suddenly seemed louder than ever. His phone buzzed with flash sales. Limited time offers demanded immediate action. But Alex didn't tap the notifications. He simply waited. The next morning, something unexpected happened. Most of the things he'd wanted no longer seemed important. The urge to buy had quietly disappeared. Time had exposed the difference between desire and necessity. For the first time, Alex wasn't reacting to every temptation. He was making decisions instead of impulses. At the start of his next paycheck, he tried something new. Before paying anyone else, he paid his future self. An automatic transfer moved money into a savings account. It happened before he had a chance to spend it. The amount wasn't huge, but consistency mattered more than perfection. Days turned into weeks. Weeks slowly became months. Alex checked his balance with cautious optimism. For the first time, the number was steadily growing. He hadn't become richer overnight. He had simply stopped leaking money every day. Surprisingly, he still bought coffee sometimes. But now it was a conscious choice, not a guilty habit. He enjoyed it without blaming it for his finances. Balance replaced unnecessary guilt. Friends noticed he seemed less stressed about money. They asked what secret he had discovered. They expected him to reveal a magical investment or some hidden shortcut to wealth. Instead, Alex smiled. The answer was much simpler than anyone expected. Wealth isn't built by fearing every small purchase. It's built by controlling the big patterns behind them. Tiny pleasures aren't usually what keep people broke. Unnoticed habits quietly do the real damage. The coffee had never been the real story. It was only a distraction from the deeper truth. Alex looked back at the person he had been 6 months earlier. He realized he hadn't changed his income. He had changed his behavior. Financial freedom hadn't started with earning more. It had started with paying attention. Every dollar now had a purpose before it was spent. Money finally worked for him instead of disappearing. The guilt around small treats slowly faded away. Intentional choices replaced constant self-blame. He still enjoyed a good cup of coffee, but it no longer came with the fear of ruining his future. The real financial trap wasn't a $5 purchase. It was thousands of unconscious decisions made without awareness. Every automatic payment deserved a second look. Every impulse deserved a moment of pause. Small habits matter, but the habits that repeat every day matter the most. Stop fighting the wrong battle. Start fixing the systems that quietly control your money. Real wealth isn't about deprivation. It's about directing your money with intention. Imagine where you'd be a year from now, not by cutting joy, but by eliminating financial autopilot. One review of your expenses could change everything. The answers are already hiding inside your bank statement. Tonight, take 10 quiet minutes. Look for the leaks you stopped noticing long ago. You might discover your biggest money mistake was never coffee. It was believing the wrong story all along. The truth is simple. Awareness creates wealth before income ever does. If this story changed the way you see money, Share it with someone who needs to hear it.